Hola amigos, Brad Evans here with you with another Bring the Noise AMA. Are you nervous? The fantasy playoffs are on the line for many of you out there, so I'm here to help. For the next about 30, 40 minutes or so, going to answer your pressing questions in fantasy or sports betting. I'm going to feature some of my favorite player props here momentarily. Just a friendly reminder, there are 3 different ways for you to get a hold of me on this AMA presented by Bally Sports via Facebook at Yahoo Noise, via the Twitch at Big Noise 78, or on my YouTube channel. And subscribe today. A bunch of new content goes on that channel every single week. A brand new Fade 5 podcast 3 times a week. Feed the Noise with Senior Fun Buns, Brandon Funson every single Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We do an hour of questions and answers, and also some player props within that program. And of course, these AMAs every single Sunday during the fantasy football season. So lock and load those inquiries right now. And don't forget to watch live on the line coming up at noon Eastern on Bally Sports RSNs and also on Stadium. Don't have any of those channels? Don't worry. You can stream the show absolutely for free at watchstadium.com/live. Again, watchstadium.com/live. Myself, Danny Kleppinger, Cameron Smith, and Senior Fun Buns, Brandon Funson, the full crew back in action as we're breaking out all of the various props, sides, and totals in every single Sunday game. There is no show like it in the known universe. So please tune in again on the Bally Sports RSNs or on Stadium, or stream it at watchstadium.com/live. All right, let's get to some props, and more player props. Of course, I'm already down after the Thursday night football affair. It's been a lousy, miserable year for yours truly, and really the last about 3-4 weeks, NFL player prop betting. But we march on, we chug along, try to get you some more action and leans that I like today. And let me go ahead and start off first. Let's go to the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game. And I like Pat Freiermuth on the over 42.5 receiving yards, -115 either way at BetMGM. If you look at Freiermuth, a guy who has consistently been a favorite target of Kenny Pickett. He's been over this number in 4 of his last 6 games, and this number has come down. I'm a bit miffed, a bit shocked it has. It opened at 46.5. I still liked it at that number. So at a deflated, a discounted number at 42.5, of course, I'm going to yeah, sledgehammer the over on that. Like it quite a bit. Again, over 4 of his last 6. Seen 7.3 targets per game in his last 6. Number 4 in average depth of target, the tight end position. Number 2 in total deep ball targets. The Ravens have allowed just 3 tight ends to go over this number. They have allowed 44.2 receiving yards per game, the tight end position. But again, because he is a favorite, he only has eyes. Kenny Pickett, primarily for Pat Freiermuth. As an aside in this game, I like the over in Tyler Huntley. Grabbed it at 41.5 rush yards. I know that number is a little bit higher. Probably played it like 47.5 today. And also, I think this is a bounce back week for George Pickens. Said some unkindly things last week, and squeaky wheel gets the grease in my estimation. So if you're debating him in fantasy football, I would plug and play him in my lineup today, along with this guy. And I like the over on Tyler Boyd, 40.5 receiving yards. This is what the line opened at. This is still what the line is right now. Boyd is hit the over in this in 7 of 10 matchups. And I know you go back and say, Evans, recency bias. Look what he did in the first matchup of the Battle for Ohio. Just 3 for 38. That's not more than 40.5. I understand, but no 2 games are ever the same. And you look at the matchup, he's going to get a lot of Newsome out of the slot, who's allowed a 76.9 catch rate percentage and a 103.5 passer rating in that instance of coverage. Cleveland also has allowed a blackjack 21 guys to go over 40.5 at the wide receiver position this year. I think Tyler Boyd gets there. Booty scooting boogie. Patrick Mahomes, who I jokingly always say, when he runs the ball, looks like he's running the John, because he's got to, go number 2. But I think today he's going to get over the rush yards prop at 17.5. I was a bit miffed, a bit shocked, a bit puzzled. The number was this low when it opened at BetMGM, but I think it's a soft number still. I mean, you look at the Broncos. Yeah, they're a pretty sorrowful defense in general, and only 3 quarterbacks gone over this. Derek Carr, Zach Wilson, and last week Tyler Huntley, who had 41, but still in the middle of the pack in sack rate. So they do get occasional pressure on the quarterback, and given the magical ways, the sleight of hand or legs of Patrick Mahomes, he gets out of those congested pockets and takes off, calls his own number, and get chunk gains on the ground. I mean, heck, this could be a single play payday. He's averaging 3.7 attempts per game, 23.6 rush yards per game. He has hit the over in 9 of his last 10 contests. So I like the over there. And then the last one, prime time tonight under those lights. Raheem Mostert, to me, is borderline must start in fantasy football if you're in a challenging format at the RB2 or flexi sexy position. This number has come up. They grab it at 47.5 on my spreadsheet, which, by the way, is always free and always transparent. Good, bad, the ugly, and all. You can track it, and I posted on my Twitter feed at Noisy Huevos. That spreadsheet, you can see all my plays. It's like 31, I think I'm up to for this week. But you look at Mostert on the 49.5, and I might play this up to like 52.5, to be honest, because the Chargers are miserable against the run. 5.61 yards per carry, 135.0 rush yards per game allowed to the running back position. 12 RBs have hit 50 rush yards against them this year. And I know what you're thinking. Well, Mostert only had the 7 carries last week, but he did play on 60% of the snaps. It's going to be at RBBC with him and Jeff Wilson. I kind of like both of them today, to be honest with you. So if you want to SGP, OGP, maybe at a lower threshold of the Mostert rush yards or on the Wilson rush yards together, it's not a bad strategy to take. But Mostert on this 49.5 line has been over in 7 of the 11 games he has played in. So if he gets anywhere close to the same snap share, and I think it's going to be at least 50%, as he had last week, it should be 10 to 12 carries in this game. He gets that. He cashes the over. All right. Once again, I am Brad Evans, and I'm here to answer your gaming questions and submit those via Facebook at Yahoo Noise or on Twitch at Big Noise 78 or on YouTube in the Fade the Noise channel. And don't forget, please watch Live on the Line, the fastest 1-hour sports betting preview show around. There's no other program quite like it. Myself, Danny Klepinger, Cameron Smith, Senior Fun Buns, Brandon Funson, get the squeeze on all of those player props that are out there. I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to talk a lot about Travis Homer at some point. We all have been waiting, by the way, for receptions prop on Travis Homer is yet to surface, but maybe in the nick of time for the program. Again, live today, Bally Sports and Stadium, and stream the show at watchstadium.com/live, watchstadium.com/live. All right, questions are coming in fast and furious. Let's go ahead and get after them right now. And John Redinger is the first and usually bats lead off every single week here on this AMA. Fournette or Jeff Wilson Jr. in the PPR, so Chiefs or Seahawks. I am going to go slight advantage with the Kansas City defense because Denver's just checked out. I think the locker room is a mess due to the egomaniacal ways of Mr. Limited. He's not unlimited anymore, and Russell Wilson. So give me Kansas City. And then Fournette or Wilson Jr. The PPR element adds a little twist to this, to say the least. Then that should benefit Leonard Fournette, who should be good for anywhere between, 3 to 5 receptions in this game. But you got to ask yourself, who has the most upside to score a touchdown? And for me, I think that individual is none other than Jeff Wilson Jr. Somebody on the ground is going to score in this Miami game because everybody has been trashing this Chargers defense in the trenches. I gave you the data already around the Raheem Mostert prop. 5.61 yards per carry, 135 rush yards per game just to running backs they have allowed. Gap coverage does not exist. Double figures and touchdowns they've also surrendered. I think Wilson and Mostert can work in a beautiful symphony together in concert together, and both have maybe 50-plus yards, and both have touchdowns. So for me, the touchdown appeal for Wilson is just too significant to pass up. So I would lean that direction there. Good luck to you, John, on your hopeful victory today. George says, hola, amigo, hola. Please pick 2 in a full point PPR. Zeke in. I think he's going to score once again, which he has done. Oh, we've gone dark. Hold on. There we go. We got some sensitive lights here. I did not install the clappers I thought I would for our sound studio here at Stadium Headquarters inside the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. But I digress. Please pick 2 in a PPR. Zeke, I think, finds the end zone. I'm going to talk about it today on Live on the Line. Off the top, BetMGM right now, it's minus 125. And I know you're like, oh, it's minus odds. I'm staying away. There's no value in that. But you compare that to some of the books that are out there. That is an extraordinary value. And I think Zeke, who has been a touchdown scoring machine, 5 straight games, he has crossed the chalk. He is in for me. And then it comes down to ETN, Mike Evans, Rashad White. I'm going to go with ETN based on the volume alone. I think he's going to get it, though. Tennessee, very stout up the middle. You hope that ETN's going to be busy as a receiver, and that could be the case today. What's up, man? What up, Noon? Jimmy says Huntley or Brady. I'm going to go Huntley, and I'm going to go Huntley again over Tannehill. Look, Huntley's all about the duality. You know, he may not exceed 200 passing yards today in his matchup against the Steelers. The Steelers have shown some susceptibilities to the pass this season, though they're starting to improve in that area. It's all about the fearsomeness on the ground. A guy that's going to force the issue in RPO plays. Why I took the over on 41.5 rush yards. It could be 50-plus yards in the ground. $190 throws a touchdown. That's a pretty good fantasy day. And I think that will exceed what Brady does, and I definitely think that will exceed what Ryan Tannehill contributes as well. Hola, amigo. Hola from Sean. 4 starters on bye. Walker Burks out. Half-point PPR. Need a running back and 2 flex. Gusabus. Travis Homer. Again, post some receptions props. Time for kickoff books, please. DJ Shark or Zay Jones, who is still dealing with the drops, miserable drops of last week. Looking at it, you need a running back at 2 flex. Well, the odd man out's got to be Zay Jones. There's just no way that I could trust him in any circumstance whatsoever. And I know Tennessee, you can throw on him. And, I think this could be a Christian Kirk day. This could be, somebody else stepping up. Maybe Evan Ingram, possibly, or Travis Etienne out of the backfield. I got severe trust issues on Zay Jones. For that reason, I'm going to say Gus Bus finds the end zone. Travis Homer is probably going to kick in, 5, maybe 6 receptions. And DJ Chark should be sneaky good, though this secondary Minnesota gets Cam Dantzler back, finally getting stronger. Finally getting healthy here down the stretch. Will that mean anything? Probably not, because Jared Goff has been so spectacular at home this season. A 17-3 touchdown to interception split at Ford Field. Kanan Cash, thanks for all your help this season. Got a stress-free week as I clinched the playoffs. Way to go. Way to go with all his leagues. Already clinched a playoff spot. Congratulations. Sit back, relax, and mas tequila. Por favor. Bob says, good morning, Jack Wagons. Yeah. You jack wagons, you jackals, you Jim Jacks, some sort of jack. Some people like that, apparently. Jim Otto, Pollard, Swift, Chubb, PPR need to. Wow. This is what I call a lucky 7 situation. Can't really go wrong with any of them. So in my estimation, I'm going to go Pollard for 1. I think he's going to work the edges brilliantly today. And I'm going to go Swift over Chubb. I can't believe I'm saying this because I think DeAndre's got a great shot at 5, 6 receptions. I'd play the over on 24.5 receiving yards. You just want some action in this Vikings game, which should live up to the hype with a total in the 50s in that particular showdown. Laugh Jay says, hola, amigo. Hola, flex, full point PPR. Palmer, Mike Williams, or Damian Pierce. Thank you. I'm going to go... honestly, if you want to go wild card here on a PPR, Pierce worries me because the Texans are 17-point dogs in that battle of Lone Star State against Dallas. You can run on the Cowboys, but when will Houston abandon a run? That could happen very early. And, how many passes is Pierce really going to catch? He's averaging right around 11 to 15 routes per game. I'm hesitant. Williams, I'm also hesitant on because he's going to have re-injury in game. I think Palmer is going to be sneaky good today. Wrote about it in my fantasy flames this week, and I'm going to stick with it. You can take advantage of the Miami Dolphins in that secondary, especially if he draws 80 piece of Xavier Howard in this game, who's allowed 6 touchdowns this year. Headliners, Barbershop, Kyler or Geno. Really close. I'm going to go with Geno Smith, slight edge there. Matt Sutton says, hola, amigo. Hola. I need a running back on a flex on a 9-point PPR. Deontay Johnson, Damian Pierce, and James Cook. I will go Pierce and Johnson. James Cook, what are we going to see volume-wise for him? Anyone's best guess. Good luck against the Jets. I would say if he does anything, it's going to be as a receiver out of the backfield. Chris says, God, seriously, I'm such that. I appreciate the support. I also appreciate all the people that are there. It just didn't work out months ago. But who knows? I always leave the door open. My phone is always on. Frank says, full point PPR need 2. Saquon, Etienne, Pacheco, Homer, or White. Gracias. Saquon's 50-50 to play, and I worry about him being limited in the game. He's got to sit for me. It's Etienne and Pacheco, probably. Your top 2 guys. And the guy that, Homer and White are going to be more than serviceable today in a PPR format. But again, I got to follow the volume with Etienne and Pacheco, and I just have concerns about Saquon and his status. Sean says, quarterback quandary, Tannehill or Watson. I'll take the chance on Watson. Knocking off the dust of last week, and man, he looked rusty. No question about it. But hopefully in his second game back, and a game that has some shootout appeal, it could be dealing with a deficit due to the shortcomings of the Browns defensively. I will take my chances there. Jimmy says, full point PPR, pick 1. Ayuk, Latavius, or Pierce. Give me Latavius, believe it or not. I think he's going to be active as a receiver. Could be a 3 to 4 catch game for him because Kansas City has shown some generosity to pass catching backs in the flat. So, and Latavius always a threat to score. Garbage time still counts the same. That's who I'm playing there. Kimberly says, hola, and season greetings. Same to you. Half point PPR, Bam Knight or Rashad White? Give me Rashad White. I think he's going to see right around 48 to probably 52% of the snap share. Could be used in goal line situations as receiver, much like we saw late in that legendary comeback by Tom Brady and company last week. So White, for me, I think the floor here is probably 45, 50 combined yards, and I think he's got a really good shot of finding the end zone. Tough matchup for Knight, so give me White. That rhymed. Jake D says, need 2, Swift, and Wilson or Pacheco. Really tough here. I'd like Wilson slightly more because I think the touchdown upside is there, but the Broncos have also given up a ton of yards on the ground, given up over 4.4 yards to carry the running back position. So slide edge of Pacheco, Swift is in, and then would you put the third one in over Palmer? Yeah, there you go. Done. Start all 3 running backs. Frank says, I need 1, White, Pierce, or Homer. I'm going to go with White. Their slide advantage. Chris says over under on the Tennessee and Maryland first half total. I didn't touch that game. I'll be honest with you guys. We're talking college football here. Maryland has football teams, but they're not called Maryland. This is a sensational matchup. If I had a slight lean at all in this game, it's not anywhere on the total, which I think is spot on. It was actually on Maryland plus the 6.5. But Tennessee is awfully good. They force a lot of turnovers. The Terps are going to have to control the rock and not make mistakes and put Tennessee in a transition. And Tennessee actually plays a little bit slower than some people think, too. Jimmy says, last 2 full-point PPR, Njoku or Everett. Give me Everett. And P. Ryan or McKinnon. I'm going to go with P. Ryan, who I think has earned a little bit more playing time. Yes, even with Joe Mixon back. Mike says, hola. Huntley, Dak, or Trevor Lawrence need 1. Highest floor, in my opinion, is Huntley. Dak, you worry about, it could be a blowout. Does he sit a large chunk of the second half? Trevor Lawrence, who knows? He's a box of chocolates, in my opinion. Luke says, what's good, Brad? Everything. Jeff Wilson or Rashad White at PPR. Man, Really close. I guess slightly with Wilson because I think he's got a great shot at finding the end zone. Dak or Tua, 100% Tua on the quarterback conundrum there. Hola from Steve. Hola to you. Big must win this week. Buys, injuries. Let me to Boyd, Hinton, or Greg Dortch. Wow. Brr. Sorry. 2 to 3 wide receiver spots. Who sits? Probably Dortch. You know, you got Marquise Brown, DeAndre Hopkins. I know Rondale Moore is out. So Dortch could see some more opportunities, but Wilson seems to really love Kendall Hinton, who's getting a decent amount of run here of late. You expect a deficit, so playing from behind could increase the target share there. And I like Boyd for all the reasons I mentioned earlier. So the first two, slight edge there over Dortch. Sean, another question. Need 2 wide receivers. Half point PPR, Pickens, Gallup, Palmer, or McKenzie. Give me Pickens and give me Palmer. And that conundrum. Trent says, hey, Brad, I just want to let you get your thoughts on Mike White this year and beyond. Is he the answer quarterback for the Jets? I think the jury is still out right now. He's performed well. I still love, that first game that he had a couple of weeks ago. They played out of his mind, had nearly a perfect pass rate. It was like 149, 315, 3 touchdowns. And after the game, his wife came up to him, tapped him on the shoulder, whispered in the ear, and said, who are you? Now, I don't know what Mike White responded with, but I wish he would have said, I'm Batman, because it would have been appropriate. But I think, we'll have to see and assess come year's end based on how he finishes with this Jet squad. But he's a hell of a lot better than Zach Wilson. I'm confident in that statement. Zach Wilson, see ya. Adios. You're done, I think, as a Jet. Herbert or Tua, oh, man. I think both these guys are going to have easily top 10 fantasy days. But Justin Herbert's slight advantage due to the friendlier secondary of the Miami Dolphins. Ryan says, what are your thoughts on DK Metcalf today with Seattle watching his workload? A little bit concerned. PPR start Hunter Henry or Evan Ingram. Got to start Henry. It's the best matchup imaginable against the Arizona Cardinals. And I this morning, because at MGM, they just posted the props on tight ends in that game. I took the over on Hunter Henry, 30.5. And I took the over on Jonnu Smith at 12.5 yards. Daddy want, daddy need, daddy gotta have it. If you're playing tight end, you're wide ass open. Pretty much every snap in that game against the Arizona Cardinals. And I would tip our expectations with DK. Still more wide receiver 2 than a wide receiver 1. CC, hola, standard drop 1, James Cook, Slayton, or Shark. Man, if you got to drop, it's probably Slayton. But I like all those guys. One more standard. Would you flex McKinnon, P. Ryan, or Cook over Jeff Wilson? No. I'm going to go Jeff Wilson Jr. Really good shot for him to find the ends. I'm going to try to go rapid fire because I got to get dolled up for the camera and live on the line coming up just about exactly an hour on Bally Sports RSNs and WatchStadium.com/live on the bubble to get into the playoffs. Need 3. James Cook, Gabe Davis, Pickens, Godwin, and Wilson. Godwin's in. Pickens, I think, is a bounce back week after his disgruntledness was aired to the coaching staff. So I like him. And give me Garrett Wilson as option number 3. Kyler Murray or Jared Goff. Believe it or not, Jared Goff, his player prop, remember, is like 268.5. I think he hits the over on that. I think he's in the 270s. I think he throws for a couple of touchdowns. Terry says, need 1. PPR, Connor, Pacheco, Ayuk, or Knight. Connor, slight edge there. Adrock says, are you with me? SGP, come with me. I don't know what it is on the SGP, OGP, but just come with me. Roger says, full point PPR need 2. Singletary, P. Ryan, Tony Jones Jr., Homer, Juju, or Palmer. A lot of options there. Juju is one of them, automatically in. And I think the safer floor out of that group, maybe Travis Homer, but it's a coin flip between Homer and Palmer. But I would go with Homer to slight advantage. Joe Meta says Cousins or Murray. Give me Kyler Murray. Chris says Jamal Williams or Michael Carter. I'm going to go Jamal Williams, touchdown machine. You got to have really spectacular options if you're going to rest Jamal Williams today and send him down. Malcolm Merriweather says Donovan Peoples-Jones, Bam Knight, Michael Carter, or Breida if Barkley don't play. I think Barkley will play. I have any inside information, more of a gut feel. And if he were out, Breida would be in. But assuming that Barkley plays, and you're going to have some time to figure all this out, I go Bam Knight out of that group. Adrock, are you with me on the SGP? There is the intimate details, which were pertinent. In the Philly New York Giants game, it goes Daniel Jones under 249.5. Ooh, be careful with that. Jones over 29.5 rush yards. I like that. First half under 29.5. Get down with that. So the two legs I like are the back end. The front end is still up in the air because of the status of one Saquon Barkley. It could be more airborne, believe it or not, against a Philly secondary that's ultra talented. We're dark again. Oh, no. And I'm back. Whew. Somebody with a machete was in here, hanging out in the corner. Yeah, I like Jones. 249.5 is a good number. Yeah, I think it's a slightly in the under. If anything, maybe replace it with over a half a touchdown through the air. Yeah, there you go, Noon. Congratulations. Did you add a Vaseline sound for Mr. Fun Buns? Yeah, you ask, you shall receive. I actually did do that for those people that follow and watch the Feed the Noise StreamYard show every single Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. There's a backstory there. I'll share it on the next show if you missed it, because we will unveil that sounder, which I've already done. Gypsy Queen, the Sledgehammer. Daddy want, daddy need, daddy gotta have it. Again, operating as a man of the people, you ask for it, you shall receive. Pick two, Pickens, DJ Moore, Javonte Smith. More sits. I'm going to go with Pickens and Smith. Roger, Olamiga, Vaseline Lips, LOL, Dak, Huntley, or Gino. Ooh, man, I really do like Huntley, but I like Gino a little bit more. Chris says Peoples Jones or DJ Chark, not Chart. Who's going to top the charts out of these two? I think it's DJ Chark / Chart in the flex. Bobby, Michelle Dieters, hola amigo. Which running back Seattle's worth the start today? Be Travis Homer. Due to the PPR floor, it's pretty high. Hoops 55, Juju Pickens or Latavius Murray for my flex. I'm going to go Pickens here. Slight edge over Latavius, and Juju would be third, believe it or not. Terry says Thielen, Ayuk, James Cook. Give me Brandon Ayuk. Brock, he's so pretty. Kind of think he'll continue on and be an efficient passer and a great offensive scheme. Adrock adding more legs now to the SGP. So he's got the under on Jones. He's got the over on Jones rush yards. Taking the under on Bellinger receiving yards. Okay, that's fair. And the first half under. Okay, sure. Why not? Again, I still would replace the pass yards with the over passing touchdowns. Just one or more passing touchdowns for Daniel Jones on the SGP. It's the only recommendation I have. If you want to stick with it, good luck. You're probably going to win. Fade the noise. Should I get Mac Tannehill for Brady or play Brady? I play Brady. Terry, I think I already answered that question. Carl says, do you have Swift and Jamal? Do you start both? Yeah, absolutely, man. Points should be aplenty in that game. Is Espelon Tequila, Cadade, LFG. Espelon is what I use in margaritas. And if you want my margarita recipe, here it is. Very simple. Take a shot, of Suavecito is what I would highly recommend. And I would usually go Repo, but if you go Silver, Espelon's fine. Or you can go with like a Suavecito Silver. And then take a shot of Grand Marnier. So it's a 2-shot margarita. The squeeze of 1 lime. And you're doing all this in a shaker, by the way. And then 2 generous squeezes of agave syrup. All right, and you shake them. And you pour the ice in the salt rim glass, and then I take another lime and I garnish it. Bam, bada bing, bada boom. The perfect margarita, and it doesn't have all that sugary nonsense that you get when you buy those ready-made mixers, which I would highly avoid if you're one of those people who's like, I ain't down with high fructose corn syrup. Roger, again, full point PPR. Should I start Singletary, Homer, or Tony Jones Jr.? I'm going to go Homer out of that group. In my opinion, Terry, daddy wants, daddy needs, daddy got to have it. Drop the hammer! Yeah, I'll be your sledgehammer. Ryan wants to start Shark over Juju, Gabe Davis, and Deontay. It's fair, although Juju would be the guy at the top of the list. Who would you start? There you go. That's my answer. Tennessee defense. versus Trevor Lawrence or Carolina D versus Geno. It's Tennessee for me. Lap J says one more crazy start this week, which is start Goff over Josh Allen. No, the rush yards. And I know there's a chance of a coating of snow of like 1 to 2 inches in that game there in the greater Buffalo area, but I don't think it's going to be like a full-blown blizzard, so don't worry about it. Josh Allen could do a lot of damage on the ground. Gerald Everett or George Pickens? Give me Pickens, please. Ad Rock, still building legs to the parlay. My goodness. Dak or Herbert? Give me Herbert. Muchas gracias and all the best. Happy holidays to you, Sean. Spanish Rice. Happy Sunday, amigo. Ingram or Njoku? Give me Ingram. Slight edge there of Njoku. And RJ Phillips is Ola Brad. Full point PPR. Need one. Wilson Jr., James Cook, or Bam Knight. Jeff Wilson Jr. for me. Again, due to the touchdown upside. P. Ryan. Yes! I took the over. Hammer it on P. Ryan over. That's in my doc. That was one of the plays I made on the way up today on 10.5 receiving yards, and I'm standing by. It's squeaky wheel Pickens or the starting RB, half point PPR. Homer, maybe a slight edge over Pickens, but I really like the squeaky wheel. Matt says, hola, jefe huevos, I should say. Need one, White, Huntley, or Tannehill. It is Tyler Huntley. Again, do that duality. Mike Williams, Gallup, or Gabe. I will roll the dice on Mike Williams. Malcolm says one more, Carter, DPJ, or Breida. If Saquon is out, it's Breida. If Saquon is in, I go DPJ. Mark says, in a standard need a flex, McKinnon, MVS, Shark, or Boyd. Shark, I think, has the most touchdown appeal. That's who I go with. Fernando says, half point PPR, Fournette or Homer. Give me Fournette. Lap J, Barkley is active. Thank you for that. So that changes the entire equation in regards to anything Breida related. Matt says ETN, Homer, or Barkley. Need one. Give me Travis Etienne. Dak or Watson. Give me Dak. Jesse, oh my God, a lot of questions. If out, full point PPR, need RB and a flex. Foreman, Homer, Williams. Give me Foreman. If Barkley starts, which it sounds like he is active. Need a flex there. It's still Foreman for me across the board. Even if Barkley's healthy and in the lineup, I kind of like Foreman to have a great day. Seattle's allowed top 5 in fantasy points to the running back position. Matthew says, hola, amigo, Huntley or Golf. Give me Golf barely in that one. ETN or Homer, give me Travis Etienne. And last question from Marky D, PPR flexing to ETN and Debo, DJ Moore, Gabe Davis, or Pickens. I'm going to go Debo for number 2. Good luck to you, Marky. Good luck to everybody out there. Again, don't forget, please watch Live on the Line coming up at noon Eastern, 15 minutes away. Myself, Danny Klobuchar, Cameron Smith, and Senior Fun Buns, Brandon Funston on Bally Sports RSNs and on Stadium at watchstadium.com/live. Watchstadium.com/live. Score that W, get that playoff berth. And until next time, adios, amigo.